up, y'all? Welcome back to the Big and Bliss podcast, episode 22. For us, bad news. Last week, we actually recorded a whole episode, and I personally believe, and I think Big Mike agrees, that it was probably some of our best shit that we have recorded throughout the episodes of our podcast. But unfortunately, the software we were using froze up and deleted about an hour and a half. Would you say, Big?
Yeah, there was like 30-ish minutes of usable.
Well, it said
it said usable audio, but the program was messing up and tweaking out, and
it wouldn't let us hear that audio. We had to scrap it. And plus, we were thinking 30 usable minutes. We could see where we left off and then start back. But by that time, we already coach. We coach a 5th, 6th grade basketball team for his nephew, and we had already done that earlier in the night. So it was just not a big ordeal, but it is what it is. Shit happens. So instead of being episode 23, it's episode 22. But so we're gonna speak on some stories that might sound a little bit dated that we spoke on last time that got scrapped, and there's some that we're scrapping that we're not going to use. But to start it off, I think we should jump into the Damon Arnette, only because it's still relevant, because the last episode that we had put out, we had spoke on Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnette, the video breaking of him on social media with the assault rifles and threatening lives and all that dumb shit, which I think you might have said, one of us, I believe it was you, said, how long till he's cut? He ended up playing, and that was we recorded that Friday, 2 weeks ago, Friday. Yeah. And then he played the following Sunday. I can't remember who the Raiders played. So, like you had said, the franchise, if we saw it, the franchise had to have seen it. They have people that monitor social media. For every sports organization I can think of has dedicated team for each organization. There's
a whole department. The PR department oversees it, and then they have breakdowns for
they have people,
social media.
They allot different jobs to watch so-and-so's IGs or Facebooks.
Especially guys like Damon Arnette
that are high
who
risk.
They knew had issues when they drafted him.
Yeah, since college.
They legit knew he had some character issues.
And that's from Mike Mayock said this.
They knew he had issues, and they thought they could work through it and help him out. But they let him play, and then all of a sudden Monday morning came, they said, never mind.
And if you think about it, I don't remember if he suited up Sunday. He was still on the roster. He still received a game check for that Sunday, and that is what shit that's detrimental to the team. I don't know what the exact phrase or expression is.
If in the NFL period, conduct detrimental.
Thank you.
Even in the NFL period, it goes against the player's conduct policy. The NFL could have suspended him.
The PA could have done something.
And so. For him to even be on the active roster, even if he was injured or whatever, especially when they took a hard stance, we're not allowing this to be a part of Raiders culture with Henry Ruggs, and all
the shit they've been going through, starting with Gruden and then Henry Ruggs, and you're right, and it's just like the Raiders can't catch a fucking break. And then when they catch a pass, the motherfucker runs opposite way and fumbles it. Fucking and that's Deshaun. That goes into Deshaun Jackson signed with the Raiders, and obviously, didn't really help. He kind of hurt the team. You were saying he's towards the end of his career. He's kind of aged by football numbers, football year.
And I think I was saying that on
that's why I brought that up.
Week. Yeah. He's just not who he used to be.
No. He's not that 4-4, 4-3 guy anymore.
Yeah, and so when they brought him in, I understand they had a hole to fill
and fast.
But I just didn't know, and obviously I didn't watch the Raiders game, his first Raiders game, but obviously it sounds like he didn't.
You didn't miss much.
He didn't do very well.
No, he I think they were down by 10, and they threw, I want to say a slant somewhere in the middle. He caught it, and it was weird. It's like he stopped and ran backwards a few, or sideways. It was you'd have to see it. He didn't try to go straight, which he should have. And then the dude just plucked the ball out. It's like he just gave up the ball. I don't know what to do with the football,
Well, it's like one of those things, you look at it he's done things a certain way. He used to be able to do that where he'd catch a ball, go back a yard or two, and then come and circle around.
He's not that guy. You're not that guy, buddy.
And so it's like,
Not anymore.
that's kind of been his, like, it's one of those, like, learned habits.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he can't do it anymore.
He's trying to play younger than his age is.
Just faster in general. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and then in was it high school when he freaking fumbled the ball, threw it down on the ground right before he crossed the ball line, and then in the pros when he tried to do that front handspring and fumbled before the ball crossed, and so but that was like dumb shit trying to be a show off, but. I don't want to. I just said that to say that the shit that the Raiders are going through, they can't catch a fucking break right now. On the other hand, my Cowboys are looking amazing. Your Broncos aren't looking bad. I mean,
week to week on them.
Yeah, it's any given Sunday. My Cowboys are looking nice. I knew we were going to come out with the chip on our shoulder after getting dog walked by your fucking Broncos, which. Before the game, I asked him if he wanted to put a dub on the game, and I texted him in the first quarter. I was like, bro, it's 13-0. You should have bet me that 20. Because he was like, nah, the Broncos, it's week to week. I don't want to, take a bet because they could come out and dog walk you or they come out and fuck the dog,
Yeah.
And if we were the dogs, they fucked the dog. And
but the next week, they got dog walked by the Eagles.
Yeah.
So it's like...
It's hit and miss, but... He could have won the 20 as we were talking about. They whipped us. What was it, 40 fucking something to 16, 44-16 or some shit. And we scored 2 touchdowns in garbage time.
Yeah.
We talked about that punt we blocked. And mind you, we didn't get to say this. Well, we said it last week, but the episode didn't air. So, like I said, if what we talk about, some of it's a little dated, it's because it is, But back away from the Cowboys, so the Damon Arnett situation and continuing with the Raiders and the shit rolling downhill and Gruden, I think you have a story you want to speak on with Gruden, right?
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, Gruden is now suing the NFL for...
You gotta get your chicken.
Because they're taking some of his... with all the emails that came out... it was made it where he couldn't make money through endorsements, and he ended up having to resign. And so he's going through suing and all this stuff. And a lot of people think that he's doing it more because it's going to force the NFL to release not only the emails that he was part of, but all 650,000 emails that the Washington football team was a part of. And so it'll bring out not only... It's going to shed some light on the darkness that is the NFL, is what a lot of people are thinking. So if we can shed some light into the darkness of the NFL, I think that's kind of what... Because Gruden doesn't need the money. No. The man's got money.
Well, and that's why he resigned too and didn't quit. Is because with his resignation, from what I understand, is that he would still he could still collect some of his contract, and I think Mark Davis did that too. Because Mark Davis didn't want him gone, but Mark Davis knows that shit rolls downhill, and that's where he's going. But back to those 650,000 emails. Think about the legal team, like the process of they're gonna have to, like I told you earlier, they're gonna have to hire laborers to come in and read through these.
Oh,
and hey, Gruden and your team, we'll take on some of those emails. If you want to pay us and look through them,
they're gonna have to vet these people because they can't read something and then go run their mouth about it on social media.
like a jury. Yeah, that's true. That's crazy. Well, I'll do it.
And it's in recent years, obviously, the NFL has been forking out money for legal fees. They've spent $12 million with the Tom Brady suspension for Deflategate.
They're
fighting St. Louis for over 4 years.
Oh, that was the one.
The Rams.
Yeah.
But they've drawn these out. But in other instances, in 2012, there was a concussion lawsuit. The NFL didn't even let it to get to discovery.
Because look at all the shit that would have come out.
Exactly. So, do you think Gruden and his team were like, hey...
That's strategic.
They don't want to light up the darkness.
Yeah, because 650K... I'm sorry, go ahead and finish.
What I'm saying, they don't want to light up the darkness because there's some
shit.
There's some shit behind the scenes in the NFL. We all know that's shady. Not just the NFL... Any conglomerate that makes as much as that does, there has to be some things that are less than ideal going on.
Any illegal shit. I mean, the whole investigation started over Dan Schneider, the owner of the football team, and basically this sex labor shit he was doing with his cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Like, I say forcing loosely because he was forcing them to take topless or nude pictures, but I don't think he had a gun to their head forcing. You know what I'm saying?
But it's one of those things where when your boss says
jump, yeah,
this, and it makes them feel like they're pressured because if they don't,
that's why I said loosely, because they're being forced, but they could have also walked away from the job. I get it, dream job for a lot of people, but from what I understand, NFL cheerleaders don't get paid shit.
Oh no, they have to have they do other things in the off season. It's same thing. Same with referees. Referees don't get paid nothing. Mascots don't get paid dick.
Yeah, yeah.
And so maybe there's two things. Either one, Gruden is like, they're not going to allow this shit to come out.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick settle.
So they're going to settle.
Smart.
Or two, if they want to try to fight it, all of this is going to come out.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, fuck me. No, fuck all of you. And I bet you...
And Gruden's been around long enough that he knows some of the dark secrets.
I'm willing to guarantee my left testicle that out of 650,000 emails, there's going to be emails that make Gruden shit look like playground talk.
You just and I'm not saying what he said was normal.
No, not at all.
I think in those 650,000 emails,
you don't think you're going to hear or see the N-word?
It's going to show that it was accepted and normal in that culture,
in that field. Yeah, and that he was he was probably, and I'm saying probably because we don't know.
Yeah,
allegedly, or probably it was nobody. And think about it, happened like 2010, 2011, or 12, and people are just up in arms about it and shit. You know, so obviously it was an issue, and like we've said a million times, somebody was gunning for Gruden personally. For it to get leaked to the Wall Street Journal and shit, and only his, you really come through all these emails and only were like, we'll take Gruden. I guarantee that with him using the words he did, that's not the worst. Or if it is, there's a fucking 100,000 or 1,000 emails that have the same words in it.
Well, and my thing is, so it doesn't, obviously we don't know exactly because it was internal emails. Could have been hundreds of people that were part of it or whatever, or thousands of people's. We don't know who he was talking to.
Well, they said that the ones that are getting all the spotlight on him for the negativity, they said who they were talking to.
Well, but I'm saying...
And who they were talking about.
So, okay, so why didn't the person he was talking to...
have an issue with it? And the quote-unquote racist things he said, I believe the person that he was emailing back and forth was another black man. So why did... I'm 90% sure. I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, either way.
Yeah, why? Yeah, why was it reported?
Nobody took offense. The dude he was emailing didn't take offense to it, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And if he's black, then obviously he didn't see it as racist, or maybe he did, but just didn't want to stir the pot or something. You know, I don't know. That's weird. But the NFL, because after all this, they're like, okay, but what about Dan Snyder? It made people more curious about what was going on with that. You see Roger Goodell shut that shit down. He's like, we're not going to be releasing any information or evidence into the Snyder case. It's done and closed. So did you use the Snyder thing to get rid of Gruden? Like, what does Gruden know? What is Gruden? Or you would think if someone has dirt on you, you try to keep them happy. But what's going on for them to attack Gruden like that? And again, for anybody who's listening, we're not siding with Gruden.
No,
the shit he said was wrong.
I'm just trying to figure out why one person was singled out when in 650,000 emails.
I can guarantee there's fucking fuck shit in them.
Facts.
Yeah.
Or, other side, is Gruden just so dumb that he's the only one who uses his work email
yeah, that's true.
to send the shit?
Yeah. Or just doesn't give a fuck. Well, the thing about it wasn't really a work email. Because he was with ESPN. He wasn't even with the NFL at that time.
But he was emailing somebody's work email.
Yeah.
For the NFL to be able to have access to it, it had to be...
The NFL was one of the two parties.
Work email. Yeah. Like where someone could monitor every single thing. So, either one,
Well, they couldn't monitor until they started looking. Yeah.
Well, they could see it at any time.
You're right. You're right.
They just hadn't pulled it. You know what I mean? Because at any time, your work, if you use a work email, they could pull any email.
You don't have legal privacy rights to that.
No.
Yeah, that's theirs.
I mean, it's the same like when you go to school, like at the high school, like when they give you an email when you're in high school or they actually give you one in elementary school now that follows you all the way into high school. Mm-hmm. Anything you send on that is they could pull up at any time.
Yep.
So either one, it was accepted and normalized. Whether you sit on the right or wrong, I sit on what he said was inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah.
Whichever side, it was normalized in that locker room talk, that culture that was going on.
The grab her by the pussy type of talk.
That frat boy kind of atmosphere type of thing. It was normalized, so he felt comfortable enough to say it.
Yeah.
And the person that heard it felt
comfortable hearing it.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
And so, and for that, and like I said, my biggest thing is why pick one?
And why now?
Yeah. And so I'm hoping.
Honestly, I want to see what
I'm hoping
there comes out.
Because if the NFL settles quickly.
Some hot potato shit.
That is a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Huge, multiple motherfucking red flags.
Yeah, because like we're talking about, if they don't, and there's the emails are subpoenaed and they're made public, like on some WikiLeaks kind of shit, how many motherfuckers are going to start resigning? They're going to drop like flies. Your favorite owner or coach the owner might be forced, like Jerry Jones might get forced out of the Cowboys, they might, like they did to the Clippers owner.
Yeah.
Force him to sell it and ban him, or, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, Goodell might, I don't know. I don't think Goodell's dumb enough to fucking email shit.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, if they're willing to spend $12 million to make sure that Tom Brady has to be suspended for Deflategate,
yeah,
and they're still spending money to fight this relocation of the Rams, which they're already in LA.
Yeah, well, they're fighting. I think
they're fighting to recoup some money or whatever.
Is it recoup or fighting to not have to pay money to the city? Because
the team owes money to St. Louis.
Yeah, because
but there's something with the NFL. The NFL is suing because the Rams left early. I don't know exactly, but they're for 4 years.
Yeah.
So how much money do you think that is? And they're the first actual trial date is even set till the beginning of 2022.
Fuck.
So they're going to be in this for 5 or 6 years fighting the Rams
at
on
least,
whatever they're fighting them for. So it shows that they're willing to fight things that they think
and
they
spend fucking millions, yeah.
So if they are like, oh shit, fighting Gruden will bring out a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Hey, let's write him a $50 million check.
I mean, they wrote Kaepernick a check that there's an NDA, non-disclosure. Nobody knows how much it was, but people close to him said it was fucking lots of zeros.
And that's the thing is, so they signed Gruden this check that no one ever knows the amount of, whatever. If they sign that check before discovery, like they did with these concussion lawsuits, that's like when you show up to a Tinder date, she don't look like herself, and she's talking about five baby daddies, and
she got an Adam's apple.
Like it's just there's gonna be like ding 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 ding.
Red flags.
Like it's like run.
Yeah.
And at that point, if it doesn't pop up and like analysts and stuff don't realize that how many red flags that throws, where if you just don't align with Goodell on something, he's gonna find something.
But Adam Schefter, if he reports it, he's gonna send the story to
Goodell,
and ask him if he wants to change and redact anything.
But, yeah, so that's my biggest thing. Like,
I agree.
I want to see, because I believe that if they fight it and if all these emails come out, we are going to see multiple other people.
You're going to see the real dark side of the NFL.
And I think the NFL, because obviously I'm not the only one that realizes that if they settle before discovery, that it's kind of weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think they would rather take that hit because it's going to be more unknowing because it's going to be like, I'll never know.
Yeah.
Well, not never, but I won't know now.
Yeah.
So maybe like, never, what are they hiding?
Yeah.
But the thing is, would you rather them people be like, what are they hiding? Or
would you rather
just show all your skeletons?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really...
That could fucking dissolve the NFL if it's that bad. I don't know. I don't think it could.
I don't think it could dissolve the NFL. What I think it could do, though, is if it's bad enough, it could warrant a huge...
Overhaul. Yeah.
And I think...
The NFL needs to be shaken up like that a little bit, though.
Oh, 100%. But I wouldn't mind seeing a huge shakeup, but Goodell is a dictator.
1,000,000%.
I don't think he would allow
North Korea shit. I mean, it's not to that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, he's 100% a dictator. I don't think he would allow the skeletons to come out.
If the skeletons come out, I guarantee. Well, I can't say. I'm not going to keep saying guarantee. I would think that there's going to be something that could effectively get him out of his position. Like, he could get fired for. Well, I mean, if the skeletons come out, the owners might just vote him out completely. The only reason he's still there is because he's an owner's GM. I mean, not GM, commissioner. He does everything to make sure the owners are happy and paid before the players and before everything else. So, if they let the skeletons come out, Goodell does, like, he lets it get that far, you know damn well Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft and everybody are going to be like, next. Because it's making them look bad. Because there's going to be dirt for every organization probably, or some, or a lot, or whatever, you know? They're going to be like, no, dude, you had one job to keep us safe, and you're exposing us. Next.
Yeah, and, exactly.
Mr. Jones, Mr. Kraft, you hear that? I think I wouldn't make too bad of a commissioner. I'll do whatever it takes to make you guys money, you know what I'm saying?
I saw this TikTok guy where he was like, when I become NFL commissioner, and he was like, yeah, I said when because I have some goals in life.
That's cool, though.
And he was talking about how some things he would change. He's like, ties? First thing I'm getting fuck rid of.
What?
Ties. Like, he's like,
oh, yeah.
Like, there ain't no fucking tie in professional sport. Shit. He's like, what we would do, he said, my first thing as commissioner would be add college overtime rules. Period.
What are they?
College overtime rules
just off the top of your head kind of thing.
Offense gets the ball on the defense's 20-yard line.
Okay.
And you just play a normal... So they have, if they can get one, there's one potential first down in there.
Yeah, 10 yards.
And you try to score.
Yeah.
And say you run 3 plays and you just get fucked up and you kick a field goal. It's the next team gets it on your 20.
They either have to match or leave.
Match or beat you.
Yeah. Damn.
Or don't. Or, I mean, you can get a turnover and win.
It's basically the same thing as NFL, but just from the 20.
But the thing is, so say the first team scores a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
The other team gets a chance to match.
And go on and on and on and on.
Boom, 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 boom.
Gotcha.
And it's literally from the 20. So it's like, it puts a lot of pressure
on defense.
On that defense.
And it's harder to score in the red zone than it is from farther out. You know?
Yeah.
Now the back of the end zone is acting as another defender.
Oh,
so, you've got a 12th defender, 12th man on the field.
So it legit, to me, I don't know why the NFL hasn't adopted this.
Because they're behind times, obviously.
But yeah, so that was what he was saying, and I was like, man, I've been saying this.
Right.
He said some other things too, and I was like,
yeah, no, not happening. Yeah, that's wild. Sticking with the NFL though, I seen something that was saying that the NFL is going to eventually expand to 40 teams. It'd be nice, but then you got to see what cities are these teams going to be placed in. Mike and myself, we're talking about Toronto would probably be one of the
So that would be
like,
so they're at 32, right?
Yeah, 8 more teams.
So you got to think of 8 cities that could handle an NFL franchise.
Yeah, San Antonio could.
So say San Antonio.
Oakland if they started rebuilding a stadium, they could get a team back, But it wouldn't be the Oakland Raiders, which would be fucking weird. What would they do? Like, fucking, we want our name back? You just... I don't think you could. I don't think you could put another team in Seattle, basketball team, and not call them the Supersonics either,
And that's the thing is, supposedly...
But then again, the Supersonics aren't existing somewhere else, So, sorry, go ahead.
That's the thing is, I think because there's been talks that they want to make an expansion team there.
Yeah.
And the talks are that they come back as the Supersonics.
Which they should.
But yeah, so it's like, let's say San Antonio... Obviously, they play a lot in Mexico City.
Mexico City we go. In Toronto, probably.
Toronto would probably... That would have to be a dome. That's not an outside stadium.
I don't know. You got, Green Bay is close to the border right there. Like, and they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you go dome.
No, I mean either way, it's doable. That would be a city that I would think would get one. They're probably going to say London, which we think is the dumbest fucking idea. It's not fair to the players. And then all that travel and the tiredness risks injuries on these players every fucking week more than the ones that, aren't, across the pond.
So that's only 4.
Yeah, they said eventually. I'm sure it'll be 2 here, maybe
I know what I'm
later.
saying. I'm just like 8. I feel like that would...
There'll probably be a Midwest state that gets one that
Well, that's my thing is, does a Midwest state have enough interest?
Salt Lake City, dude. Salt Lake City. I guess the reason, because I lived in Salt Lake City for well over 10 years. And you lived up there too for a while, didn't you?
Ogden, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a big city up there. But the reason that I heard that they thought about putting an expansion team in Salt Lake years ago, the reason they didn't is because Sundays, games being played on Sunday is not okay for the LDS, But basketball gets played on Sunday up there, and you got sold out fucking arenas for the Jazz, when they do have Sunday games. So it's not, and when I was living up there, they were building the soccer stadium, the Real Salt Lake or whatever, right by my house, which is, that probably dates it back to, I think that was like 06, 07 it was done. But they have games on Sundays too, They don't just say, the NBA plays games whatever days they schedule, but the Jazz can't play anything on Sunday. They don't do that, So...
Ooh.
Salt Lake City would have a good market for an NFL team.
Utah Jazz, I looked it up just to see. Utah Jazz do not allow home games on Sundays, though.
Okay. So, there you go. So NFL wouldn't, they probably wouldn't let it. They probably wouldn't then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just looked because you were talking, because I know they do play games, but I was like, I wonder if they just don't play home games.
Damn.
Yeah, they do not play home games on Sundays.
That's crazy.
And it's out of respect for
think about that.
The church.
A religion has changed the rules of a sports organization, Well, I guess religion dominates everything anyways.
And they said, we believe it would be very difficult to draw 20,000 fans to this arena for regular season Sunday home games.
I guarantee you.
Based on past experiences, we've had Sunday home games during the playoffs, and about... only way it would work was the opponent were the Lakers with LeBron James or the Celtics.
Well, what about the Bulls back in the 90s,
Well, there was... Yeah, so for 82-game season, there were 82 night games and there's 0 day games. Why is this? I don't know.
That's really weird.
So they don't do home games on
Sundays.
Yeah.
But they only do night games, no day games? So they respect their work too, the work hours? That shit's weird. That's right. I've been to multiple Jazz games. Every time was a night game. But I didn't think anything. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Well, while you're looking at that.
Well, so there's no specific reason why they don't play day games.
I'm sure there is one, it's just not on the internet, I guess, huh?
Yeah, well, no one's been able to figure it out because it says it may be possible that it was just a coincidence and it has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. But it's weird because normally on back-to-backs, they play a day game the first day and then a night game the next day to give them rest. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Jazz had no day games.
It's so fucking odd, dude. It's odd. But so
super weird.
Goes back to maybe an NFL franchise wouldn't prosper there after hearing about this, and obviously NFL's main day is Sundays.
Yeah, there's no way they could make a. Well, I shouldn't say no way.
They could, they just won't.
It's a very slim possibility that their only home games would be Monday nights and Thursday nights. There wouldn't be. They would have to play almost
every Monday, Thursday.
Every other Monday or Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if they did play Sundays, if the NFL was like, if you want it Sunday and they agreed to it and they couldn't fill a 20,000 seat arena on Sundays, then they're definitely not going to fill what's the lowest in the NFL right now, 60,000.
Yeah, it's
50,000. You're definitely not filling that, So I don't know, but people like nowadays, like people are different than they used to be back then. So who knows? But this all started about the expansion of the NFL. So Salt Lake City's off the list. Like I said, London's probably one, Toronto's probably one, Mexico City's probably one, San Antonio could hold one. I'm sure there's other states like Oregon would be kind of well. You have the Oregon Ducks up there, and they dominate it like they are an NFL team in Oregon, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you could put one close to Eugene, because that's where
where Nike is right,
If you could put one close to there, you might get a diehard enough group.
Yeah, I mean, all the fans that are Ducks fans, some of them would, you know what I'm saying? Probably.
Well, yeah, like even then, like the Beaver fans would show up because they're crazy too.
Yeah.
Like you might be able to get a base in Oregon.
You probably could.
Maybe put it in like a bigger city like Portland.
I never thought Nevada was going to get a team, to be honest. Like Vegas, especially.
Yeah.
Vegas is such a small town. It's expanding. There's a lot of people, but it's real dense, and it's all compact, you know? So, I mean, there's other ones, like Montana definitely wouldn't get one. Idaho, what are they going to call the potatoes? North Dakota, South Dakota. You could put another team in some states. You know, like San Antonio would be the third team. I mean, California had 4 teams at one point until the Raiders left.
Yeah.
So, and that's just, football. Imagine Alaska getting one. So, I don't think that'd work.
I mean, when you play Madden, you can expand to Anchorage.
That's true. Fuck.
I don't think it would work.
I don't think it would. I don't think the population is enough either.
I just don't think it's... You need to be dope. Because Hawaii has a big...
That would be.
I'm just thinking theoretically, but I just don't feel like there's enough usable space on those islands.
They would have to share a stadium with the college.
And I don't see it working. I think it'd be cool because they do have a huge
die-hard fan. And that's what pisses
football.
Me off is that the NFL stripped the Pro Bowl away from them. Now it's in Arizona. And the players are like, who the fuck wants to go to Arizona? Pat McAfee has a whole bit about that in his comedy. Then go to my first Pro Bowl. And I'm like, yeah, Hawaii. Oh, what, you're going to Arizona? What the fuck am I going to Arizona for? And then he's like, then they pick me up from the airport. We drive for hours through the fucking desert. It's hot as shit at day, cold as shit at night. Like, I'm mincing his words. It's not, don't quote at me. But, I don't know. But I guess we'll have to see. But I'm guaranteeing if they do it in spurts, like 2 expansion teams.
Well, they can't afford to do 8 at once.
Yeah. But it's
going to be like 1 or 2.
I'm guessing it'll be. This will be the top places that they'll come out with first. It's either going to be Mexico City, which I'm guessing would probably be 1. For sure, deadlock.
Yeah. That's where they always play their.
And London. And then, but I don't know, with Mexico City and the cartel shit, like when the Raiders went and played down there the last couple of seasons ago, they were telling the players that they had armed security to and from the hotel, from the stadium. They said, don't go out. Order room service. So with that being said, because you're going to have players living in Mexico City. I mean, they're not going to bus in from Texas or fly in from Texas. You know what I'm saying? They could theoretically.
Well, I'm just saying, I get what you're saying. That does throw a wrench in it.
Having a game there is one thing. And you got these fucking multi-millionaire superstars. You don't think the cartel's looking at it like, food right there? Like, oh, we can hold it for ransom. The NFL will pay.
You're right.
So, I don't think Mexico City actually... Now, think about it. I don't think Mexico City would get a team.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
But, obviously, they've wanted to go to London for a long time. They were just anywhere in Europe.
Yep. Well, then what they need to do is move the fucking failing-ass Jags over there.
I mean, their owner would be.
That's what I'm saying. And most, when they go over there and play, I guess the NFL fans in London, the majority of them are Jaguars fans. So, whoever's playing that London game, and now it's, 2 games a season over there? Or 3? It's 3.
Is there any...
There's no pro team? Wait, is there any what? Sorry.
I was going to say, did they play any London games this year because
of COVID? I don't know if they did. Not this season so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think they might have. Actually.
Oh, maybe, yeah, because I saw the...
Yeah, it was the Ravens, I think. Right?
There was a 6 a.m. game, and that usually means that...
London time, yeah.
That they're playing the London game.
Yeah, I believe it was the Ravens.
Oh, yeah, so the Jags...
Yeah, it was Jags. Because
Jags won.
It was a home game to them.
The Jags won with a field goal.
Against...
A game-winning field goal against... I don't know.
Was it? It wasn't the Ravens. I don't know.
Oh, Miami.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So.
So there'll be 2 games this year.
Okay, gotcha.
It was Jacksonville and Miami. Oh, they've both been played already.
Who were the other 2?
Atlanta Falcons and Jets was on October 10th.
Oh, my God.
And then the following weekend was Jacksonville and Miami.
What a shitty game to put over there for
both
of those games.
Honestly, usually they send over... They don't send
tier.
primetime games over there.
Yeah,
usually.
like...
Because, the thing is, like, if you think about it, for us, that's like a 6:30 a.m. start time.
Yeah, for them it's after evening or some shit.
So it's like... Because they're like... 6 hours, 7 hours ahead of us, something like that.
Yeah, you're not gonna put the Cowboys over there or the Patriots or the Bucks who bring in viewers to the channels. That makes sense. But sticking with that, just like an honorable mention, OBJ went to the Rams. We figured that was gonna happen anyways. He was in. You got to bring up the whole tantrum thing. Like I forgot, we had to scrap all that audio. But real fast, Robert Woods, one slot receiver.
He was either the one or the Tim and
Cooper.
Coop kind of.
So he tore his ACL out, tore his ACL. So really, they signed OBJ right before it happened. So might be a good signing. But that was just like a mention of that. But go ahead with the OBJ's little baby back bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, when he was on the waiver wire, he said that if any team that wasn't in contention to win a Super Bowl pulled him off the waiver wire because he couldn't choose at that point, he would cause issues for them in the locker room.
Yeah, to get himself like how Antonio Brown did with the Raiders to push himself out. Yeah,
and so obviously it worked because nobody pulled him off waivers, and then
he went to a contender.
Because no contender was going to pay his waiver money.
Yeah, they
were going to wait for him to clear waivers and then pay him less money.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. The Rams signed him, and then did he suit up Sunday?
Yeah, he did. He only had like 2 or 3 catches, I think.
Yeah, he didn't wow. Well, the Rams didn't wow anybody.
Yeah, they got blown out by the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate saying that.
So, and then I mean, in more recent news, we've got notified. Well, everybody got notified today that Khalil Mack has been placed on season-ending IR due to a foot surgery.
Yep.
So the Bears are without
their best
defensive player.
Yeah, that's going to be a major blow for them.
Which is crazy because when I looked up smallest NFL stadium, it's Soldier Field.
Is it really?
With 61,500 is what it'll hold.
Gotcha. I still that's by no means is that small, but that's NFL standards for sure.
Yeah, smallest seating is Soldier Field, 61,500 fans.
That's crazy.
Continuing with NFL, Antonio Brown has been accused.
Oh yeah.
Of having a fake vaccine card by his former personal chef, who he also owes $10,000 to.
What'd you say earlier? I keep saying these motherfuckers need to pay their people.
You see it all the time when people were close to you and you just stiff them money.
They turn.
They snitch because they think they can make a quick buck.
And I get it. Pay he's wrong for snitching, maybe, but pay the motherfucker too.
10 grand. What is that? I wonder. Was that 2 months of work, a month of work?
That's probably one meal.
Hey,
for knowing AB shit.
But supposedly, dude has text messages that he took screenshots of and sent them to the New York Times of AB's girlfriend saying, "Hey, can you get a fake Johnson & Johnson vax card for AB?"
Are we gonna look at YouTube's fucking policy now? If you speak on anything, you get shut down. But we're not saying anything bad about it. We're not giving opinions on it.
No, and I guess they were willing to pay dude $500 for this fake card.
Fuck.
That's
it. That's so cheap because it's a federal crime too.
Yeah, so
the fuck.
And the chef said he didn't get the card, but AB showed him a fake card.
It sounds real sketch to me. It sounds real sketch.
It sounds like either dude got him a card and is trying to get AB in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or
something fucky.
Or AB really has a real card.
Yeah. Real fast, I just looked at the stats. OBJ had 3 targets, 2 receptions, 18 yards. That's it. Nothing mesmerizing. Nothing.
And I mean, he hasn't been with the quarterback.
No.
But like a few days, so I wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah, he's gonna learn the offense.
Wild.
But sorry, go back to your story.
But first off, we all know screenshots can be doctored.
Yeah.
And this article doesn't even show the screenshots.
Gotcha.
So I'm just saying, and his attorney did release something saying how Antonio Brown appreciates the severity of the pandemic. That's why he got the vaccine. Supports everyone who is advised to get the vaccine to get it. It hit close to home. It took him out of a game. He's healthy, vaccinated, and ready to win another Super Bowl. He said the worst part about this is people can cast doubt with baseless, vindictive tabloid gossip.
And it very well could be.
And like you said earlier, he makes himself an easy target because he does say some outlandish
shit, and and so when I, like I said, when the wife told me, sorry, I apologize, AB supposedly gave a false COVID vaccine card, I said, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It wasn't surprising. I was like, sounds like something he would do, Yeah. But and if he didn't and the dude's lying, then that's fucked up. But that's the kind of person he portrays himself as, in a sense. And you're sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the thing is, dude says this, comes out to be false. No skin off dude's back.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you can just make shit up, and now everybody's questioning Antonio Brown's integrity.
Yep.
And questioning whether or not bought this and that and the other thing. Yep. But the chef, when if it comes out that he's lying,
there's no repercussions.
There's no one's coming at him like, why'd you lie?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like, oh, dude lied because he was a scorned fucking ex-employee.
Yeah, should have paid him. And you said that this could trickle down, and the Bucs might be in trouble if it's found to be fake.
Supposedly the teams are responsible for checking, and the Bucs said that they checked all of the people that turned them in, and none of them looked suspicious. Mm-hmm. But is that like, did you just like take a picture of it, look at the one he handed you?
Yeah.
Or like, did you check the actual like
information on it?
My question. So essentially, the NFL could hold the Buccaneers liable, and they probably just get fined or something.
Maybe suspended.
But AB, if it's found that his was fake, like you said, it's a federal offense.
Yeah, I didn't know that until Big Mike was doing research earlier. That shit blows my mind. I mean, it makes sense because it's being federally driven down our fucking throats. So
it's not just vaccine things. Any medical record that you falsify is a federal offense.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
So it falls under that. So like if you took your kid to school and brought a sheet saying they had all their vaccinations, that's a federal offense.
Gotcha. Because you're doctoring federal information.
Yeah, so it's not just the COVID vaccine that gets you a federal. It's any medical documentation that you.
That makes sense. Though. Well, good luck, AB. If you lied, I mean, I get it because a lot of people don't want to be poked on, against their will and whatnot, or be told to. But at the same time, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. And $500, if you paid $500, you deserve to get caught, motherfucker. You cheap bastard.
Well, the thing is, first off, AB is in that spot where, like we talk about all the time, if he doesn't want it. Mm-hmm. He could walk away.
Yeah. Oh, he's got fuck you money.
Set for life.
Yeah. His kids. Generational wealth.
It's not like if my job was like, hey, bro, stick it or kick it.
Stick it or kick it. I like that. I haven't heard that.
I literally just right now.
How many girls have told that in your past?
But like,
don't worry, our wives don't listen to our podcast anyways.
Yeah, but if your job hits you with the stick it or kick fucking rocks,
stick it or kick it.
Like, I got to get stuck.
Pause.
You know what I mean? Like, I got to get the.
Yeah, you got to get pricked. You little prick.
You got to get the vaccine. But him and a lot of these NFL athletes, if they're any pro athlete, if you don't want to do your job, you have the money to walk away and say, "Look, I'm sticking by how I feel."
Yeah, my beliefs.
So to me, it's like, why fake it?
Yeah.
When there's guys in the NFL right now who said, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
And they're still on a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their restriction, obviously are a lot more restricted when it comes to like when exposures happen, what happens to them.
Yeah.
Even though people who are vaccinated can still get it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you either like why chance that federal crime?
He probably didn't know it was federal crime. Like I said, I didn't know that. He probably, with AB, he's got a bunch of yes men.
They were probably, when you were like, the team probably was like, look, we need your vax card. They probably were given the information by the PA. I would assume that the team or the PA was like, look, fake vax cards or this.
Maybe. But at the same time, and AB's got a lot of yes men in his ear. You know, obviously, if he didn't have so many yes men, he wouldn't be doing half the dumb shit he does, you know? So, but again, there's a good chance, you know, that it's
I mean,
real.
It could be real.
Yeah, so.
He did say Johnson & Johnson, so it's not like he had to be, it's not like he had to get two shots. He had to get one shot, and it was just wham, bam, it could have been done. Over with.
Very, very true. But
I mean, his reproductive organs might start bleeding. I mean, that's what they were known for.
I think he's got enough kids. So, but yeah, I think let's move on. Just mention Cam Newton's back with the Panthers. I bet you he's so happy. You know, the fans that love Cam Newton, especially in North Carolina, are happy. And I read an article said that the owner, after he got released, refused to let anybody else wear number 1. So. Good for him. I thought he was wearing number 6 during the game, but I'm wrong because I saw the post-game interview and he had his number 1 on.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't.
Maybe it was PJ Walker that had number 6 on.
PJ Walker.
Okay, and I figured because I thought Cam started the game, so maybe I saw a quarterback playing number 6. I figured it was Newton. You know.
Yeah. Well, Panthers, they ended up winning by a good margin.
Yeah.
PJ Walker had something like almost 300 yards passing with no touchdowns or something.
Oh, I thought it was like 160 something.
I thought it was 2.
I'll look it up. But yeah, he went 22 for 29 or something.
Yeah, I thought it was like 200 and something yards.
I'll look it up right now.
No touchdowns, threw 1 interception, which for a guy who
just came from the XFL.
He was undrafted, signed with the Colts.
He won 167 yards. Yeah, no, he wasn't sacked. Nobody was sacked.
Maybe I saw the 22 for the 20 for 20 for 2 or whatever it was, and thought 200.
Probably.
And then Cam came in and threw a touchdown. He threw for like 18 yards or something. Threw a touchdown.
Did he throw or I think he walked one in actually?
Oh, did he? Oh, I saw that he was 3 for something and 18 yards or whatever.
3 for 4 with 8 yards. And
8 yards? Oh, I thought it was 18.
8 yards. Yeah. No, you're thinking the 13 is fantasy football points.
Oh, okay.
But I believe he walked a touchdown in. I'm looking right now.
But they have officially announced that he will be starting this weekend.
Nice. Good for him, man. I'm happy he's back. That whole jumble of him going here, going there, getting, cut. We were pulling for Cam, Well, he's a good quarterback. It's just, I don't know.
He has some weird off the field stuff and
then Mac Jones was out having to teach him the playbook in New England because he wasn't getting it, or he probably just didn't take the time. He probably thought, I'm superstar, I've won MVP, I've won Rookie of the Year, I've broken records, I've gone to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably
I saw something the other day because on TikTok there's one of the Gronkowski brothers. He was a fullback for your Cowboys for a little while.
Yeah.
He played for
he played for the Chargers. I know that. I didn't know he played for the Cowboys, to be honest. But he did play for the Chargers for a while when they were in San Diego.
I'm pretty sure it was. I know he played for the Broncos for a little while too.
Did he? See, I didn't follow. I don't know.
The only reason I know is because he's all over TikTok, and I'm pretty sure he has on his back wall behind him. He has a Cowboys jersey of his, because he has like his jerseys on his back wall, like all the teams he's played for.
Yeah.
And he said the tough thing is, a lot of times when you come into a new team, especially like he said, when you get traded mid-season, no one wants to teach you the playbook because they've already gone through all of that.
Yeah.
They've already done all that. So, but for Cam to come in at the beginning of the season, that's part of OTAs and training camps is learning that playbook.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then for Mac Jones to have to be like, hey, bro, you need some help?
Yeah, and he's a rookie and he's teaching a veteran and stuff. And it's just something Cam brings to the locker room that is just, obviously, it's quite off. But in the Belichick, like you said, he's like Thanos. He'll snap his fingers to get rid of you.
Well, maybe, and I mean, obviously, Cam had started in North Carolina, and that is where his home was, and being cut, it could have put him into a depressed state or like a down state and just kind of off his game.
Remember when he was cut, no team picked him up. He didn't even play right up that season after he was cut. I know he was out for a while. Remember he was making those videos he's like, I got a chip on my shoulders, workout videos. Yeah. Like Pat McAfee was talking about that shit. And like, he's like, he looks like a machine and shit.
Yeah, and so it's like, maybe that was the issue. Because sometimes like, he still wanted to be in the NFL, obviously. Yeah. But like, he got his chance to go back to New England, and maybe it just wasn't the fit he thought it was.
Yeah.
Because like we say, Belichick runs a ship, dude. He runs that shit.
And he's a heavy pass first, and for the quarterback, obviously, he doesn't like his quarterbacks getting out of the pocket. And Cam has learned to stay in the pocket more, but he's still mobile. He likes to think on the fly, Like, something happens, he deals with it.
And so it's one of those things, like, did he take that job because it was one of the only offers he got?
I think it was the only offer.
Or did he think he could learn something there? It's hard to take, because we don't know, obviously, what he was thinking when he signed that contract.
Or maybe because Brady had just left, maybe he figured it was all Belichick's mind that was winning Super Bowls, like a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And thinking that, and not thinking system quarterback or whatever thinking it was. And maybe he thought, oh shit, this is a chance to chase a ring. Brady's out. I'll try to fill those shoes a little bit. And the team, they always do good, but obviously didn't realize that most of that came from Brady.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I don't know what he was really thinking.
Yeah, nobody besides him does.
I mean, he's back home where he wants to be.
He's happy.
So we'll see.
The fans are happy.
We'll see if that translates onto the field.
Sunday, right?
Yeah, so he'll play Sunday against. Trying to see, I have it. Oh, the football team.
The football team.
That's so crazy. He'll play Sunday against the football team.
Oh, speaking of, you brought up Khalil Mack's injury. We talked about Robert Woods' ACL. Washington football team, Chase Young, tore his ACL. I think that was last week. So he's out. And that's a huge blow for them and their defense because he's a fucking stud. Sticking with unless you have something you want to interject real fast.
I was just saying, are we switching from NFL or are we...
One last thing. HBO...
I was going to say because of the games.
Yes. So... Got you. Real fast. We'll make this fit. HBO Hard Knocks, if you guys are familiar with it. It's HBO has a camera crew follow an NFL team around through the whole preseason. You get to see them from the day they show up at camp to the last cuts after the fourth preseason game, or this season it was three. Yeah. Third preseason game. This season it was about the Cowboys, and it gives you insight into your team, and it's really fucking cool. You see everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You see people get cut. There's a lot of iconic moments, like when Vontae Davis got cut in Miami years ago. Like he's still there's still thumbnail of him crying. Ocho got cut from the Dolphins after the domestic abuse thing that was on. But anyways, they've always every year they do it. They've been doing it for probably 20 years. I think close to 20 years. I would think
it's been a long time. I don't know exactly.
But it's always been preseason, which leaves a lot of fans wanting more or hanging on to wow, it'd be dope to see how it works through the season or pick back up with playoffs. Well, now for the first time ever, they're having a mid-season HBO Hard Knocks. And like I said, there was a Cowboys preseason this season, and now they're going to be following the Indianapolis Colts around and showing, because it's cool to see, now you're halfway through the season. People have been injured. Some people, like rookies that weren't expected to be shit or fifth-round picks or free agent walk-ons are becoming stars, and these superstars some of them are shit in the bed. So it's kind of cool to see what goes into the middle of the season, the scramble. Like now, we're towards the back end of the season. Now we have to make sure for these teams, we have to make a push for playoffs. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be something different, and I can't wait to see it. I just wish it was still with the Cowboys. I think it should have stuck with the team. Mind you, I'm a Cowboys fan, so of course I want to see it. But
I mean, either way, I think the team that you did the preseason one, I think people would be more invested.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because the rookies you saw that made it and shit.
And so It did. It started in August 1st, 2001 was the first.
20 years. That's crazy.
But they've only had 16 seasons, so obviously they've taken...
COVID probably.
COVID was a year off, and then there was...
The lockout.
There was a couple other years, obviously.
Yeah, there was reasons. Got you.
But yeah, so 16 seasons of it. First one aired in 2001.
That's crazy. When Big and I were talking about this last week, or actually, it's been a while because you're the one who informed me months ago that HBO the Hard Knocks was going to be doing this, and I was like blown away. Like that's dope. But we had talked about what'd be cool is if they make it like a 4-part series, like do the preseason, do the halfway point, and then it can be picked like that's 2 parts of the series. But it can be picked up for a third and possibly a fourth if your team makes the playoffs. If the team, or if they're doing this where they followed the Cowboys preseason, now it's the Colts midseason. They can make the third segment on, place team name here that makes it to the playoffs and show the playoff run.
Yeah.
And then whatever team makes the Super Bowl, they can follow both teams. But now that I'm thinking of saying that out loud, Big. I don't know if the front office and coaches would want that because then you start seeing the scheme and shit. You know what I'm saying? You might get some insight, that could help the other team. But then again, preseason, like I know that like there was a team that did not want to be on Hard Knocks, did not. But the NFL, when they pick you, you have to. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
You know what's crazy? The first team that they did Hard Knocks on was the Jets.
Was it?
In 2001.
Was that Darrelle Revis when he was holding off? Holding out on his. No, that'd be too early for Darrelle Revis to be holding out.
Yeah, I don't know who was on that team in 2001.
The Ravens in the early 2000s obviously was that was like one of their popular ones with Tony Saragusa, the big defensive dude, and then obviously Ray Lewis and stuff, So that was when Ray Lewis and Shannon Sharpe were clowning in the meeting, during the team meeting, and they had the rookies doing the impressions and shit, dancing. Back when people wore fucking 5X tall tees and shit. The good years, the snap rap music,
shirt down, like you seen pictures of Tim Duncan with his fucking t-shirts down to fucking.
And that boy's like almost 7 feet tall. So what's that like It's a tall tee. Obviously, it's like 12X. Tall. That's funny, but yeah. So sticking because this will be we're gonna get in the football picks, right? And that'll be the last of the NFL, and I think we kind of got to breeze through some stuff.
Yeah. So. Ravens versus Bears. We both took Ravens.
Mind you, though, this is from 2 weeks ago, right?
No. This is.
You're not going to tell who won. We'd scrap that. It's fine, if need be.
So,
2 weeks ago, if he's reading the results, this is from 2 weeks ago.
Well, the results are I went 6-7 with a tie, and you went 8-5 with a tie. Was the results of.
Gotcha.
So this week. Ravens versus Bears. We both took Ravens.
And then found out Khalil Mack was down. But we still think the Bears will do it.
No. We took Ravens for this game.
Never mind. You're right. Sorry.
We took Bears for next Thursday's game.
Got you.
Packers, Vikings. We both went Packers. Colts, Bills. We both went Bills. Lions, Browns. You went Lions. I went Browns. Football team versus Panthers. We both took Panthers in Cam's return. Texans versus Titans. We both took Titans. 49ers versus Jags. We both took 49ers. Dolphins versus Jets. We both took the Dolphins. Saints versus Eagles. You took Saints. I took Eagles. Bengals Raiders. I took Bengals. You took Raiders. Cowboys Chiefs. We both took Cowboys. Cardinals versus Seahawks. We both took Cardinals. Steelers versus Chargers. I took Steelers. You took Chargers. Giants Bucks. We both took Bucks. And then for next Thursday's game, we both took the Bears versus the Lions because it's hard to really.
Yeah, they're on the cusp. They're like
they just got a tie with the Steelers,
right? They're getting that's the stepping stone. And I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. We've done our picks. Is they're gonna? I don't think they're gonna go. Well, they can't go 0-17 now. They go 0-16-1, but I don't think they're going to go completely winless. There's going to be a game where it's probably going to be against a top team too, where they're going to surprise some motherfuckers.
I mean, that's what's been happening. These teams like
the Bucks, Sunday syndrome,
the Cardinals, the Cowboys, they're just all getting knocked off by teams that probably won't even see the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's like weird.
Yeah, I agree.
It's happened in the past where this has happened once or twice, but I feel like this year it's like a regular occurrence, like any given Sunday.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing is, like, this season, we've put up some of the fucking best games. And we, as the NFL, put up some of the best games this season. To kick off the fucking first game of the season, a Thursday night game, the Bucks versus the Cowboys, and that was a fucking clincher, dude. That was crazy great. And then what was the next primetime game, the Monday night game following that? Was the Raiders and I think Ravens, and it went overtime, and that shit was great, bananas. Like, there's been some big games, and then your fucking Broncos shitting all over my Cowboys.
Well, it's like the Bucks have lost to some really bad teams, and it's like
and beat some really good teams.
And it's weird. The Rams losing to 49. Like, I swear, it's just
I didn't see that happen at all.
It's just one of those things where, like, I feel like this year is just. It's weird. It's nice to see.
And it's not like we have one team that's completely running the league like the Patriots used to. Anybody from the bottom to the top, well, minus the Lions probably, you have a chance, especially with that extra week and an extra bye week. Anybody has a chance to come back and make the playoffs. And they have a new, not new, but a newer playoff algorithm, don't they? Or way they do it?
Yeah, I think so. But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's just nice to see that, like, kind of mix up where, like, everybody is. When we saw the Chiefs from a couple years ago, we felt like they were going to be a team that just turned into the Patriots and just ran the league. And then the Bucks won a Super Bowl, and it's like, we're like, oh, we're going to see a revamp of the Patriots in Tampa Bay where they just run the league. Yeah. And that's not what's happening.
Not at the moment, but
the Tampa Bay could win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the Patriots had their seasons where they didn't have, like, they always had a winning record, but not.
And so that's my thing is it's nice to see, like,
just the shake
up. Upsets happening.
Yeah,
because you see those a lot in college where, like, smaller schools will upset a big school that wasn't supposed to lose. But you don't see that a lot in the NFL. You see it, like, a few times a year, but I feel like we're seeing it, like,
a few times a week,
every weekend.
Yeah.
And
it gets boring to see the same team run the league. It is.
The only time it still kind of gets monotonous. The only time you're not going to complain about it is if it's your team.
Yeah.
Like, Patriots fans never complained when their team was the one winning.
Right, no shit.
But now that their team isn't, if one team was running the league, you bet your fucking last dollar in your wallet they're going to be complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why is one team just winning and winning and winning?
Right, because your team's not stopping them. You know, that's how I see it. But yeah, I think that's everything for the NFL news we have, though, right?
Yeah, and then just to get it in there real fast while we're winding down, like we've been saying, Shohei finally, we do know for sure,
Ohtani
unanimously named the AL MVP. Finished with 46 homers, 100 RBIs, 100 runs, and 26 stolen bases, while going 9-2 with a 3.18 ERA.
Damn, that's crazy.
And 156 strikeouts. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
And then NL was Bryce Harper, so that's his second MVP, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's his second one.
He's dope too, though.
And then Blue Jays, Robbie Ray won the AL Cy Young. And then Corbin Burns won the NL Cy Young.
And then for Giants fans, or baseball fans in general, what's the manager's name? He won...
Gabe Kapler.
Yeah, Dave Kapler won manager. Gabe Kapler won Manager of the Year, which is really cool. I mean, I'd expect that with the season that we had, you know. And then sticking with Giants, Brandon Belt signed a $18.4 million deal for 1 year, so he's staying with them. He's 33. Brandon Belt.
Oh, I was like, dang. But Brandon Crawford won a Golden Glove. I was like, dang, won a Golden Glove and sign a 1-year contract?
That's crazy.
But it was Belt.
Yeah. And you said Belt had his highest home run
yeah, I was.
numbers.
I think I was
28 or so.
It was 29. I think I was legit driving the other day, and I don't normally have my radio on.
Yeah.
But the radio was on, and, like, it came across, like, the local, like, hip-hop radio was, like, talking about news for a second.
Yeah.
And it said that he had signed a 1 year, 18.4. They had matched the contract.
That's cool, though. Yeah,
and he had led it was his highest home run total was 29 last year.
That's dope. And you know what's crazy is is the only players that were left over from the original 2010 World Series team were Crawford, Belt, and Posey. Buster Posey, Brendan Belt, Brandon Crawford. They won in 2010, 2012, 2014. And Buster Posey finally retired. He announced his retirement 2 weeks ago, I believe.
He got a Silver Slugger. I don't know if
I told you. Yeah. You did tell me that last when we were talking about the awards last time. But yeah, the catcher, Buster Posey, who's first ballot Hall of Fame, hands down. He won Rookie of the Year. He's won a lot of awards. He won the Silver Slugger Award. And it's sad, as a Giants fan, it was sad to see the last manager, Bruce Bochy, leave. But you know, it's the world, out with the old and with the new. But to see Buster Posey, that hit me a little different. Like I've been rocking a same Buster Posey jersey since when I met you, Big, in 2012.
Hasn't washed it once.
Yeah, no, it's good luck. I got that. I think it's got the World Series badge on the sleeve. I got it before the first World Series in 2010. But either way, Posey's gone. But there's still Brandon Belt, and I believe Brandon Crawford's still with the Giants too. So
yeah, he just actually won a Gold Glove.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, okay, that's what you're saying.
So yeah, it is Bryce Harper's second. He won his first one in 2015.
Gotcha.
With a whole different team.
That's nuts.
Dude. He was the Nationals.
Oh yeah, he's with the Angels now,
huh? Philadelphia.
Oh, is he? So who's with the Angels? It's not. I get the two mixed up. Bryce Harper and who's?
You're talking about Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. I get those two mixed up sometimes.
Ooh, Pujols had. Dang, I didn't realize Pujols had that many.
That's nuts.
Okay.
But I that's all I have for baseball. Do you have anything baseball related right now?
No, that was it. I just wanted to make sure we let everybody know that Shohei is the truth.
Yeah, and I only learned about Shohei from Big Mike over here when we, every podcast we spend, an hour to like 12 going over subject matter and bullshitting. And he put me on about Shohei. I didn't even know who this guy was. And then he started explaining, like, telling me all these stats, really nerding out with all the numbers and stuff. And it's mind-blowing to see what this guy's done. Like, shit that's never been done before. They call him the new Babe Ruth. And this guy's from Japan, has to have a translator, doesn't really speak English. But, yeah, they're calling him, like, this generation's Babe Ruth, which we've talked about in previous podcast episodes. But moving on from that, something that's, like, kind of fucking ruins my childhood, even though yes and no. 22 years of being the Staples Center is gone after the season, I believe. It will no longer be the Staples Center in LA, where the Lakers and the Clippers share the stadium. It's going to be called the Crypto.com Arena, and that just tastes like a mouthful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a lot of these stadiums, at least like Sacramento, Golden One.
Yeah, shorten it up. Arco when it was Arco.
They sound...
They're catchy. They
sound.
They
like
roll off your tongue easy.
Yeah.
Oracle Arena, Chase Center,
American Airlines Center, both of them.
Smoothie King.
American Airlines Center, both of them in Miami and in Dallas. At least they sound like Crypto.com.
Yeah. It's Crypto.com Arena. Like, why can't they call it the Crypto Center?
Like.
But I mean, that's obviously the name of it's done. I get it. And Staples had the contract with the team or that arena for 22 years, and obviously Staples is. I think they're going out of business completely. I know they shut down so many locations and all this stuff, but it's just weird. Like I was telling Big Mike, when I hear Staples Center, obviously first thing I think is Lakers, Kobe, Shaq, blah blah, the Dynasty, Magic Johnson. But you also think. Me personally, I don't think Staples as the company, the office supply. I always think Staples Lakers, or if you're reaching Staples as like the staple of that area of LA, like a staple into that area. So it's just like, I don't know, who was it? There was a former player or somebody said, maybe it was an analyst said, it's all right. This new Kobe statue that they're putting out front is gonna take your minds off the name change. So, yes, it's going to be dope to have that Kobe statue. They already have a Shaq one.
How many people do you think are going to just continue to call it Staples?
I will. I still catch myself calling the Chargers the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
Same with the Raiders. I still catch myself calling them the Oakland Raiders. Change is, like, especially when you're our age, change is hard,
Especially was it something like that where you've said it so many times that your brain's like...
Well, you're a diehard Lakers fan, so...
It would literally it's like with when Ron Artest changed his name.
Yeah, to Meta World Peace.
I never called him Meta World Peace.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, and that isn't catchy either. Besides that, Steph Curry, man, he's on the brink. He's 60 away from.
Yeah, it's right around 60 because
give or take. Yeah,
he has 2,917 3-pointers, regular season 3-pointers. And Ray Allen has 2,973, so it's like 50 something.
Yeah. So Steph is the leader. The number one on the list is Ray Allen for most 3-pointers made in a regular season with
2,973.
2,973. Well, Steph Curry had just passed. Who did he just pass? It was played for the Pacers, Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Reggie Miller.
Steph was third coming in the season, passed Reggie Miller for second, and he's on the cusp with 20 games left in the season. Or no, sorry, not in the season. I apologize. In this calendar year, I was thinking about something else. Anyways, so there's a lot more games. So he most likely is going to surpass and take the number one spot from Ray Allen as the most 3-pointers ever made in a season of or in a career of regular season games. And like Big Mike said, Ray Allen's done, so he can't fight for his spot back unless he unretires and just plays designated shooter pretty much.
Just sit in the corner.
Yeah, that's all. And Steph's got I think Steph's got he's only 33. He's got a lot of fuel in his tank. Basketball, you can play, a little bit older, barring major injuries, like you said.
Well, and he doesn't bang. Like, he's not...
Yeah, he's not slamming and putting as much stress on his knees as you would if you're
super athletic guys.
Yeah. It's
not to say he's not an athlete, but he's not... If you put him on the court with the 10 guys from each team... He's probably on the lower end athletically.
That's why you very rarely see him dunk.
Like when it comes to speed, vertical, those kind of things, he's on the lower end, which is no hate to him because he's done his thing.
He's all shooting, handles, and basically quarterbacking an offense. And Draymond usually quarterbacks the offense. They call him a point forward, which is cool. I never heard that, but I was like, it's fitting.
Yeah, Lamar Odom used to do the same thing too, where he'd bring the ball up in that power forward.
Direct. Yeah, point forward they call him. So, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, Steph Curry, man, I can't wait. So, guys, if you watch NBA, just know you're watching history. Like watching Michael Jordan play, you got to see history. Like you were watching history every time this man steps on the court. It's so bad that he went. The Warriors just played the Nets in Brooklyn last week, I think, against KD and James Harden and all that, and they were chanting MVP for Steph Curry when he was shooting free throws. They were chanting at an away arena, and I guess it's not the first time it's happened at different arenas. I saw something pop up, I didn't watch it, where I think Andrew Wiggins was asked a question in a post-game interview, and he was saying that it does happen.
So Steph averages 3.8 3-pointers made a game in his career.
Damn.
So say 4.
Yeah.
He needs 60.
Yeah.
So that's like 15 games. I think it's exactly 15 games if he did 4.
We're not even close to All-Star break, are we?
No, February's All-Star break.
Yeah.
Because in the NBA, the All-Star break isn't actually the midpoint.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the 3/4 point.
Gotcha. So yeah, then he's I barring injury, I don't see him not taking that number 1 spot this season.
Yeah, I mean
and on top of the
because what are they 17-1?
Yeah, we've lost 2.
So that's say 20 games. There's still 62 games left in the regular season.
If he only made 1 per game, he would take it.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy, dude. And yeah, 17-2. I know we've lost 2. Fucking handling business and shit. I'm happy, bro. I'm huge, big happy. Obviously, old news from a couple weeks ago. Mind you, we discussed it, and on the audio we had to get rid of, or we didn't have to. It got rid of itself. Nikola Jokic, I always fucking butcher his name. Jokic and Marif Morris got into a fight on the court, a scrummage, a shoving match, and they both got ejected. And then who was it also? They got ejected, got fined, all that bullshit. And in our opinion, you can see the footage. Morris, Markieff Morris, not his brother, goes over and he hacked the fuck out of Jokic.
Yeah.
And Jokic in turn fucking charged at him and shoved him in his back. Morris flopped. They got up. They got entangled. No sexual content though, and got thrown. And then like a few games later, Rudy Gobert for the Jazz. The Jazz were playing the Pacers. Rudy Gobert and Miles Turner got into it. I think Miles Turner hacked Rudy. Rudy got up. I think there was almost some punches around that one. And Donovan Mitchell and Joe Ingles for the Jazz jumped in to defend Rudy. And so all of them got thrown out, and there were suspensions and fines on that one. We talked about Zion's weight. That's probably why he's so injured. They're not going to play him.
I saw something the other day, actually, that's talking about Luka's weight. Luka Doncic?
Yeah,
his weight is fluctuating, too.
I see that he's got, like, that chubby boy look. But Zion Williamson, who we're talking about, that boy he's just big-bodied in general, and he's not helping it.
The post I saw said, if these two can get back to these pictures, and it showed, like, Luka's picture from, like, a couple days ago to his, like, last year, like, fit.
Yeah.
And same with Zion, it showed how he looks now back to like a ripped.
Stout. They were unstoppable.
They said the NBA would be
fucking
different.
Yeah. Hell yeah, they'd be banging bodies and shit. Well, Luka's more of an agile player. But yeah, I agree though. But
I mean, COVID did a number on a lot of guys that weren't allowed to go do things. And
I agree. And then you got people that got COVID that lost hella weight, and just it's sad, you know. But speaking of big bodies and basketball and fights, there's a viral video from a few weeks ago. I'm sure everybody's seen by now. It was like it wasn't even high school. It was like AAU, but they're like high school age girls, and this white girl's guarding this girl she's guarding is a black girl. She's big, not to say like fat, like she's stout like a Zion, like she's big. She's built like a fucking truck, and like guarding her. I don't know if she guarded her too close or whatnot. And I don't know what was said. It was somebody taking like camera, like cell phone video from the sideline, and the black girl pushed the white girl down, and then the white girl like stood up, was all, "What the hell?" And you hear the black girl's mom, "You better punch her, you better hit her, you better." And this girl's, when I say sucker punch, dude, that shit was disgusting.
Oh, 100%.
Not like fucking, if like we coach basketball, obviously younger kids, but if that shit ever happened, like literally we wouldn't even bench a kid. He'd be kicked off our fucking team. If nobody, dude, he'd be kicked off we'd kick him off the team before the league got even a chance to hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was so fucking disgusting. And the girl who did it, I hope you get charges, and I hope your mom does too. You guys should be disgusted with yourselves.
I guess the girl who got hit has been going through like concussion shit.
Yeah, I mean, she looked like she got punched by fucking Mike Tyson.
Well, the thing was, she was running.
Yeah.
So she, not only did this girl sucker punch, she ran into the punch because she didn't expect it to be coming.
Yeah. This black girl that hit her, like, she had form. It's not her first fight. She had some, and she swung all like helicopter. Yeah. Like, you could hear the impact, and it laid this white girl that we're talking about. And I hate to use race, black girl, white girl, but just to paint
we just don't know their name.
Yeah.
And we're not really gonna. Well, I shouldn't say never, but it's gonna. Their names won't come out.
They're juveniles.
Easily because they're juveniles.
And really, I don't care to know the names.
And supposedly, she's the one who punched is related to an ex-NBA player. Supposedly, it's like the daughter or the niece of
somebody.
Of some like not some bum, but like a star in the NBA.
Let me see. I'm gonna look that up.
I didn't look too far into it because I was like, I don't care if it's Kobe Bryant's long lost niece. Like
it doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make a difference at all. It doesn't make it right, wrong, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hope she's disgusted with her. She's probably not though. I mean, look at
the mom. The mom issued an apology
after saying you better hit her.
Yeah.
And for what? Like even if she fouled her a little bit, there was nothing. The white girl that we keep saying, the white girl, she didn't fucking do anything that
blatant. It wasn't like she swung on her, tripped her.
No, if she fouled her, it was accidental, and it might have been brushed, but it wasn't like to the face. I just thought she was playing like maybe she said something when she was chest to chest, like she was playing defense.
Well, you would think if the mom could hear it, enough that she said to hit her,
Yeah.
that we would have heard it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes. A former NBA player apologized for daughter's sucker punch during OC youth game. Yeah, that's what you said. You think Corey Benjamin.
It wasn't a star.
Yeah, I don't.
One of the headlines said
he played
NBA star.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean, like that.
He played on the Bulls from '98 to 2001. Had a short stint with the Hawks. Also played international teams in Europe and Asia. But hey, he's not a bum. He made it to the NFL. I mean NBA. Sorry, NBA.
Oh, he's not a bum.
Yeah, not at all. So
he's closer to LeBron than I am.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not talking about distance. We're talking about form, like the abilities. So I think, and Dwight Howard, I don't even like I said, this is old news. I don't have the story put up anymore. He's bitching about the 75 list.
He said it was politics. He should have made the team, but didn't because of politics. Was his whole argument.
And again, being a fucking Warriors fan, I sound like a broken record, and I'm a little bit biased. Let's not lie. If Klay Thompson didn't make the fucking list, why should you? Klay Thompson has 3 rings. He has multiple NBA records. You have a half championship with the COVID Lakers, right? He got it with the COVID Lakers, right?
Who?
Dwight Howard. That's the only ring he has, which, whatever, they won it, okay? When you look at the history books, it's not going to be an asterisk. It's not going to be 2020 or whatever NBA champions, Los Angeles Lakers, and then parentheses say COVID. Nothing like that. So he's got a ring, whatever. Not whatever, it's cool, but it's like, come on, dude. If Klay Thompson didn't make the list, why the fuck should you? That's how I feel about it. I don't like fucking Dwight Howard's ass anyways. He's a fucking diva, and from what people have said, he likes butt stuff. Whatever, more power to him, but... Alright, I think that's everything.
Yep.
Sorry, that went a way to end it, huh? Butt stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, the ones that do and the ones that will, and episode 22 is now in the books. And barring something happening, we'll be back on your guys' phones or audio next Saturday at 10 a.m.
Potentially, right? Remember it's Thanksgiving this week.
Oh, so Thanksgiving, and we got basketball stuff. So barring something, you might hear from us next week, probably, but we'll see what's up. But for the Big and Blizz podcast, I'm Blizz. That's your boy Big Mike, and we're out. Peace.